Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. It's Anne Verillo with stampwithanne.com. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going live a little early, 9:45. Normally I go live at 10 o'clock, but today I've got some appointments, so I needed to pop on 15 minutes early so we could get started. But anyways, happy Monday. I hope you guys had a great weekend. I did. It's finally getting warm out here. So yesterday, I had a beautiful day. It was a little cloudy, but it was 77. Spent some time at the pool, and then spent some time out on the dock with my nieces and nephews. So that was a fun Sunday afternoon. But anyways, today is Monday. I've got a new card class I wanted to share with everybody. This is the Layers of Bundle. And let me show you what we're crafting with this week. So my card class, before I jump into the sharing the bundle, my card class is free with a $45 purchase, excluding tax and shipping in my online store. So if you make a purchase, I'll send you the card kit. It's enough to make 6 cards, 2 of each design. So I usually create 3 cards and then I package those up to give you enough supplies to make 2 of each of the designs. I can't include the stamping though, because that's Stampin' Up's policy. So you can use any other craft or any other stamp set you might have that you think you'd like to work with. But I'm telling you right now, you're going to love the Layers of Bundle. So Layers of Beauty, I'm sorry, the Layers of Beauty bundle. So let's go down to my craft table and I'll show you guys all the stuff. Okay, so here is the Layers of Beauty bundle. So it comes with the dies, the masks, and this great stamp set. So it's got some sentiments, a large floral image, some smaller floral images, leaves, and the dies come with it to cut the large floral images out, and some of the other images, and also what was I going to say? Some additional leaves, which I have right here, and I'm going to use these today. These little leaves. So you don't need to stamp anything, but I'm going to show you a cute trick with my Stampin' Blends on this. So, but tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but Wednesday, I'm going to show you how these masks work. I created a super cute card. You're going to love it. But these are all numbered and they go together. So I don't know if you can see that, number 1. But anyways, we color in these with our Stampin' Blends, and they layer over each other, masking, but it's super fun, and I'm telling you, you can create beautiful cards out of it. So that is what we're going to be crafting with this week. I'll put these aside. I'm also using some sentiments from the Simply Said stamp set. So we've got just a note, birthday wishes, thanks, hello, and just a variety of other stamps. I really like this because you can get a lot of sentiments out of this. So anyways, I want to just show you today, the card we're going to make today is this one, Just a Note. And I've actually, I'll show you how I did it, but I stamped the large floral image and then kind of fussy cut a little bit of it out. And then I adhere, one of the portions I fussy cut out, I put on the inside. Isn't that pretty? And so I'm going to show you how I did the Stampin' Blends. And then this is also some stamping blends that I did on regular paper. And then I used the Stylish Shape die for the sentiment from the Simply Said stamp set. But I also wanted to give you a sneak peek of the other cards. They're going to be on my blog this week, Wednesday. So this is going to be Wednesday's card. Isn't that just gorgeous? This is with the masking. So I'm going to go over all of this and show you the technique, how we colored all this in with our blending brushes and ink. So that's beautiful. And then, of course, on Friday, I always do a fun fold. So I'll be sharing how I did this fun fold. And I actually got this, I cased this from Melissa Faust, who is a outstanding Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And she's so creative. And I couldn't help myself, but I had to do this, fun fold. Good morning, Tony. I hope you're going to have a good week. So anyways, I'll show you how I did that, and but we'll get started today. So in your kit, you're going to get all the supplies to make all of the cards. So I've got, this is for stamping the large image on, and this is the technique. I'm going to show you how to get the colors for the leaves. And here's the card base. So I've done a card base. This is Daffodil Delight, and we're just going to burnish this, the score line here. And then I also include the panel here that I've embossed with the Eyelet 3D embossing folder. So I'll include that. And then this is also the Brights Designer Series paper. So I cut a panel of this. And I'll include that as well. So let's get started. I'm going to first put together our layered pieces for right now. And then we'll do the stamping. So I'm just going to use some multi-purpose liquid glue on here. And I like to get a little bit more glue because you want it to stick to the embossed section. And I'm just going to kind of place it, I'm not going to place it right in the center of the panel. I'm just going to place it probably a third down for a little bit. So, and let's just make sure that's even. And then you can see right here, I included some diagonal trim white ribbon. So we'll just adhere that onto this now. I've got a busy week ahead of me. I'm so excited though. Our boat's in. The kids were over. The nieces and nephews were over yesterday on the dock. And I adhere this. I just use Scotch tape. So I just put a little bit of Scotch tape on here. And before I adhere the other end, I just want to make sure I've got it straight. That looks pretty straight. So I'm just going to fold that over. And I'll get a little bit of my Scotch tape that I already cut off and put that right here. So that's our panel. I'm not going to adhere that yet because I am going to put this up with some Stampin' Dimensionals. So we've got this ready to go. And let's get to our stamping. I have two big cards. Why do I have two? I don't know. I'll put one over here. So let's go ahead and stamp. No, let's stamp our sentiment first. I've used Azure Afternoon, which is one of my favorite colors. I love the blue. It just reminds me of like the bluest ocean. So we're just going to take this, tap, 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 and I'm going to stamp it on my stylish shape die. And I'm just going to stamp it right in the center. Just a note. There we go. I'll put that away before I get it on my hands. We'll clean off that stamp. I'll leave this out. Okay. So now we're going to stamp. This is a huge stamp. If you have your, oh, what is it called? It's oh my God, I forgot what the name of it is. It's like the Misty, Stamparatus. You can use that because sometimes I've got small hands and this is a little bit hard to turn over. I don't use this block that much because it is rather big. So what I'm doing is just, when it's a big image like this, I just take my stamp pad and turn it over so I can make sure I get the whole image. Okay, so that's the tuxedo black ink. And we're gonna stamp this big block. Look at this, it's so hard. So, look what I did. Because I got ink on my fingers. So we're just gonna flip it over. I'm gonna rub that off. This is a stamping secret. You use the other side of the cardstock. So let's go and stamp. Okay. Big one. Okay, you just want to make sure you press because it is a big stamp and we want to make sure that we get it all inked up. Okay. There we go. Pretty. So what I did, because I just wanted to kind of play around with this and use just a portion of this this image. So I'm going to use our Stampin Blends to color in the images or the flowers. So I'm using dark Daffodil Delight and light Daffodil Delight. You could probably, if you wanted to, add some Lemon Lolly into it. I didn't really feel the need to do that because I could get enough variation and shading with just the light and the dark. So I'm going to start out first with the biggest flower here, and this is the dark. Let me put my glasses on so I can see because this gets kind of close-up work. But anyways, I just take the bullet point here and I just kind of outline the inside of the images. And really what you're trying to do is get some shading effect in there. So I usually start with the dark. And I just go around the lined images kind of, and I'll put that down. And then I'm going to come in with the, what do you call this point? The other point, the softer point. And I'm just going to kind of blend that darker color in. And you just want to try to pull some of the color down and blend that in. And I'm going to do the same. Just come around here with the dark. And just kind of go around the outlines of the flower so you can see where you're shading at. And I'm going to come back to the center because I want a little bit more shading, darker shades in there. But I'll just try to fill some of this in right now here. It's going to be, I think the weather said 83 today. That's going to be great, I think. But I have to go to the doctors and do a couple other things. But usually the afternoon is the best time. Okay, so that's, and the reason I'm working like in sections is because it's easier to move the ink around when it's still like damp. It's still wet. So I just work in sections so I can blend the ink better. And that's kind of the trick of the trade when you're working with the Stampin' Blends. And I love coloring. I find it so relaxing. I was a big colorer when I was a little girl, and I had lots of different coloring books. and crayons. But I love working with these Stampin' Blends. They're just a lot of fun to work with. Okay, so I want to come in here and just do a little bit darker. So again, I think I'm just going to take the other tip to move some of this ink around in here. Sometimes I just kind of dot around some of the images or the lines, just so you can get a bit of a darker feel for it. See how it's, and then I'll come in here and just blend a little bit more. And you can also use a lifter if you wanted to kind of lift some of the color off of the image, but I don't think we need that for this. So this was my, and as it dries, you'll be able to see. So this was my original piece, and then as we come in here and color with this, you'll see how it's starting to develop. Okay, so I want to show you how I did the leaves. So for the leaves, I'm using Granny Apple Green Light and Dark. And I'm also using a little bit of the Lemon Lime Twist. So I'll show you how I work with that. I always start with the darker first. That's and I'm going to use the bullet because the leaves are smaller, and I tend to use the bullet point when I'm working in a smaller section. So again, I just use the bullet. Now that's the dark. Oh, you know what else I want to do? I just want to add a little bit of the darker on the bottom of the leaves, and you'll see why in a minute. It gives it that you know, not leaves aren't just one flat color, right? So you add additional color into there. So now I'm coming in with the light Granny Apple Green, and I'm just gonna blend some of that darker ink up into the leaf. And then I'll take my light Lemon Lolly, and actually this is a little bit bigger up here, so I'm gonna use the other tip and just kind of pull some of that color up. And this one had a little bit less. And sometimes I'll go back. I want a little bit more. Is this the dark or this is the dark? I don't need dark. I want a little bit more of the light Granny Apple Green to show in here. Maybe a little here. And that's kind of how you get this shading effect with your leaves. And you'll see I'm real picky. There's a little bit of a white spot. I got to get that. So that's kind of how you do the leaves with the Stampin' Blends. Now, I've used, for the little tiny flowers on here, like these, I use the Azure Afternoon because I am kind of coordinating that with the sentiment. So Azure Afternoon, it's pretty dark, but I'm just going to come in with the bullet point, and I'll show you with these, the bigger little flowers, isn't that good? I'm just going to add a little bit of the dark. Then I'll come in with the light, and it's almost feels like the same color, but it's not. So I'm just going to color in these leaves, or not leaves, flowers. And you'll see how it And then I come back in and I just kind of make it a little bit darker on the center. Okay. And then I'll come back in with my lighter. I'm just going to pull some of that color up. And then for the centers here, I used the dark Daffodil Delight. And I just added, I didn't use 2 shades. I just added the dark. So you see how that's coming along, right? Kind of that shading you can see here. I added a little bit more dark. You can see how the leaves are drying now, and it's got some dimension to it, and how the flower is turned out with some shading in there. So for time's sake, because I get a little picky about my coloring, so I actually went ahead and colored in the image. And you can see here how the blending works. So I didn't want to put the full image on the, you definitely could put the full image on the card. I did that with the card I'm going to share Wednesday. You can absolutely do a full image. And it's up to you. If you want to keep it like that, then keep it. And you can just add your just a note. But I kind of wanted to use some of this in the inside of this card. So on the inside, I adhered a portion of the piece that I cut out. And so what I did was I just took my snips, my paper snips, and let's see what I cut out. I cut out around here. And so this is just going to fussy cut out a little bit of this image. And some people don't like fussy cutting. I'm not great at fussy cutting. I make no recommendations that I'm a great fussy cutter, but it takes practice. And I know some demonstrators that have excellent fussy cutting skills. I'm not one of them. But for today's card, I'm fussy cutting. So we're almost there. Just gonna cut around here a little bit. And then I'll cut right around here. See, I'm just moving the paper. So there we go. And I'm gonna fix this. I don't like that. So I'm gonna come in tight around here and fix that. Probably do a little bit more there too. All right. So that is this portion. So we'll put this aside. Move all this. So I've got this. I've got my little note, just a note. Now we're going to do a little bit more magic. We are going to use these 3 colors again. The dark, the light, and then the lemon lolly. So dark Granny Apple Green. And I'm just going to lay down some color here. Okay. That was the dark. Here's the light. I'm going to kind of pull that down a little bit. And then here is the light lemon lolly. I'm just scribbling some color on here. So I'm going to do it again. Dark. Pretty easy. Because what we're going to do is we're just going to put our dies right on here and then run them through the cut and emboss. This is the light Granny Apple Green. Okay. And here's the light lemon lime twist. Put some color up in there. Okay, so we've got our leaves. Let's see, I've got 3 of them here. Put this all aside. Okay, so we're gonna put one leaf here, the big one here, and we'll do this little one here. I'll do them like this. So you see, I've pretty much got them lined up, so each of the leaves is going to capture some of the different colors, right? Super easy. Put our sandwich in. Let's see, this is the bottom plate. I'm going to make sure I get those right. I'm just going to pop these on here. Oops. Make sure we get different colors on there. And then I'm going to run it through our cut and emboss machine. Super simple. Let's see how these turn out. This aside. I need my take your pick tool to get these out. So I'm just going to punch through these to get the image out. And see how that turns out? Isn't that pretty? It's like two-toned. And it's okay if there's a little bit of white in there. This is just, if you don't want that white, then go ahead and color more. But I don't mind it. Now here's another one. See, it beats just running the die through with one colored cardstock. Like I could have used Granny Apple Green cardstock, but I really wanted to give it a little bit of different, a different effect and look. So, and here's the other one. So you see how that turned out? So with these, we're just gonna pop these in. Let's first adhere the, let's adhere this with our Stampin' Dimensionals. We're going to put it right on top of here. Get a little piece of dust there. And I think that's good. Take some Stampin' Dimensionals and we'll put a couple on here. Just going to throw some randomly on here. And maybe one more over here. There is also another, there's another die in the dies that you can actually just cut out a portion of the floral image too, so it doesn't have to be the full image. So I'm just going to take some of that, I'm going to lay that right down there. And this I know I'm just going to put right here. Actually, I want it up. So I'm going to put the dimensionals on this side. I don't want to attach it there. So we'll just put these dimensionals over here. And I can put a little bit of glue. I'll show you. Oops. I can put a little bit of glue right here to adhere it better, just so it doesn't, especially if you're going to mail it, you don't want it slipping or getting ripped off. So I'm just going to add the sentiment right here with some Stampin' Dimensionals. Okay, now that we have that all in, we're going to take our multi-purpose liquid glue and we're just going to attach the leaves very gently underneath our floral image. So I'm just going to add just a tiny bit, You don't need a lot because you're not gluing down the whole little leaf. You want it to be up a little bit. So I'm just going to take that, slide it under there, press it down a little bit, let it dry, and I'll put some right here. Just a little. Ooh, I can tell it's going to be hot today. It's already hot in my room. Yay! And I'm just going to slide that under there. Sometimes you can take your pick tool and just kind of make sure it gets glued down. When you're only gluing a little tiny piece. I know some of you don't like to work with glue. It's okay. You're okay. You can use a mini glue dot, but I'm okay with the glue. So I'm just going to hold that underneath there. Get this out of the way. So see, doesn't that add a lot more? And every time you make it, it'll be different because that I used a lot darker. This one's darker. This one's a little lighter. Okay, so this is almost done. So we're just going to take some Stampin' Dimensionals. And you know me, I love layering and I love popping things up. I go through these Stampin' Dimensionals like they're water or wine. Just kidding. Now, since it's an embossed piece and it's bigger, I am adding a little bit more of my Stampin' Dimensionals. Because if I run it through the mail, you know, I don't want it just getting icky. So I take my little Stampin' Dimensionals and I put them in my little Nashville shot glass. That's my garbage can for my Stampin' Dimensionals. Okay, one more. People take their pick tool to get these off. I don't really care, whatever. I just use my fingers. So now I'm just going to mount this to the front and voila. That's your first card for this week's card class to go. Isn't it gorgeous? I love it. It's just so pretty. Okay, so before we say goodbye for today's class, let me come back up to the top here to me. Probably don't want to see my big face. Okay, so there's a couple other announcements I wanted to make. Tomorrow is free shipping. So if you're going to place an order and you want to get some stamping, crafting supplies, tomorrow's your best day. It's free shipping on orders of $75 or more. You can go into my online store and place an order, and you'll definitely get the card class kit to go for free with an order of $75 or more. But if you don't want to take advantage of free shipping and you just want to place an order of $45, which you don't want to do that, you can. But whatever order you place, make sure to use the current host code. It's up on the screen, Q7CM. That's funny, Q7CMQ7ME. So make sure you use that. And if your orders are over $55, I do include a package of free embellishments. So think about that too when you're placing your order. But anyways, the other thing I wanted to mention is we have a great joining special this month. So through the end of May, I think it's May 31st. If you join as a demonstrator, you get $82 worth of the new ink colors. So you get the 5 ink color ink pads, you get some in color cardstock, you get the Stampin' Right markers, and there was one other thing you get. I forgot what it was. Oh, I forgot. But anyways, you can go check it out on my blog, stampwithann.com, and you can look under join now, and you'll get all the details for it. It is a fabulous way to get your stamping supplies and crafting supplies for a discount. And you don't have to hold parties. You don't have to, sell. You can just craft and get a discount for your crafting supplies. So it's a win-win all around. But it's $99 for the kit. Then on top of that, you get the $82 worth of free ink colors. And then you also get this, free shipping. So take advantage of it. You can join my Craft and Create crew. We have a lot of fun. And there's lots of activities, stamping activities. But anyways, I hope you guys have a fabulous week. Make sure to tune in on Wednesday. Don't forget, if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment. I love to see comments, and I always go back and answer them. So you guys have a great day, and we'll see you on Wednesday. Bye.